The 1980s were a wild time to be alive. Music was whack, fashion was whack, the Soviets were whack, and Nintendo released their first home console. The Nintendo Entertainment System is one of the most important video game systems ever to exist, establishing Nintendo's presence in the market and pioneering many of their biggest franchises. Among these is Nintendo's largest IP and its debut game on the NES, Super Mario Bros. This game was so revolutionary when it was released in 1985 that people still talk about it today due to how influential it was. Everyone and their mothers know what Super Mario Bros. Is. It was the highest selling game on the NES, selling over 40 million copies around the world, and is considered to be among the greatest video games of all time. But how does it hold up 36 years later in 2021? An important factor concerning a game's success is its longevity. Can a game withstand the test of time and still be enjoyable by modern standards? Is it still a highly revered game that people think fondly of? When I cover any older games, I'll be sure to discuss this, as I find it interesting to compare a game's legacy with my own thoughts about it nowadays. Let's get started. Considering that this is a video game from 1985 for the Nintendo Entertainment System, there isn't much in terms of gameplay to discuss with Super Mario Bros. This game is the definition of a bare-bones level-based 2D side-scroller. Simply put, Mario can walk, run, and jump. The controls feel responsive and precise, which is important for a game in this genre. The momentum contained when Mario is jumping feels a bit odd, and it doesn't allow you to pull back very far if you're moving at full speed. This is one of many quirks the original Super Mario Bros. Had compared to the current titles. In games like the new Super Mario Bros. Series, it's much easier to correct a jump, but its NES counterpart shows no remorse. If you're going at full speed and make a jump, you're going the distance and can barely do anything to restrain yourself. This throws me off whenever I play this game, and it is difficult to get used to. Despite considering myself to be a platformer veteran, I really struggled to get through this game for a few reasons. Firstly, the lack of a save system for the original NES version makes Super Mario Bros. Significantly more difficult, forcing you to restart from the beginning of the game after one game over. Secondly, Mario and the enemies all have square hitboxes. This can cause some really stupid deaths where you're clearly not touching the enemy, but the janky hitboxes decide otherwise. These factors, combined with the odd jumping physics, make this a difficult game for me to get through, and I haven't even mentioned the hard mode, which is unlocked after completing the main game. Many of Mario's staple moves in modern games didn't exist yet, including double and triple jumping, ground pounding, and the spinning found in the console 2D platformers. However, there are a few power-ups to keep things from feeling too mundane. There's the classic mushroom, which gives Mario an extra hit point before losing a life. There's the fire flower, which allows for a projectile attack that moves across the ground in a bouncing motion, which defies the laws of physics, but I'll let it slide. An interesting thing about this power-up is that in Super Mario Bros., taking damage with the fire flower equip will return you back to Small Mario, which is different from modern games where the fire flower acts instead as a third hit point. There's also the classic invincibility star, which, as the name implies, provides Mario with temporary invulnerability while a catchy tune plays in the background. Additionally, there's a few different environments that Mario will explore on his journey to save the damsel in distress. These simple themes include Overworld, Underground, Underwater, each of Bowser's castles infested with lava, and whatever this is. According to the Mario Wiki, this theme is officially called Athletic, but I don't see anything athletic about it. Looking into it further, these things are supposedly trees, but I genuinely thought they were mushrooms. Super Mario Bros. Is broken up into 8 worlds, with 4 levels in each for a total of 32 levels. The final level in a world is always a Bowser castle, with some small fight at the end. Every level comes with a time limit that will kill you if it reaches 0, so you better finish the levels in a timely fashion. Most of these levels all mesh together, and it's difficult to recall specific ones. This point is also furthered by the structure of some later levels, which act as a more difficult version of an earlier level. This was most likely done to conserve memory on the game cartridges, which is a smart move on Nintendo's part for a game made in 1985. Really can't get away with this trick nowadays. I will say, however, that some of the more notable levels include the following. All of World 1 is iconic. 2-2 is the first water level. 2-3 has dumb Cheep Cheeps flying everywhere. 7-2 has more Cheep Cheeps that will kill you in the most absurd ways. 7-3 is the hardest water levels with way too many bloopers to be fun. 7-4 has a weird mechanic with different pathways that must be taken in a certain order to progress. This was more annoying than anything. I also want to mention that apparently 4-4 has a shorter version of this maze mechanic, but I must have taken the right path on my first try because I don't remember running into it. 8-2 is by far the hardest level in this game for me. I spent probably around 30 minutes on just this one. So much bullshit piled into one level. 8-3 just has an assload of hammer bros to give you PTSD, and 8-4 has more dumb maze shenanigans. In these reviews, I'd usually discuss the enemies you'd encounter in the game, but I don't feel like turning this review into a Wikipedia article, so let's just go through these fast and make a quick tier list. Easy tier: Goomba, Koopa Troopa, Bullet Bill, Buzzy Beetle. A bit annoying tier: Spiny, Firebar, Koopa Troopa, Lakitu, Cheep Cheep. What the heck tier: Blooper, Piranha Plant, Potaboo. off tier, Hammer Bro. Actually, no, let's talk about these demons real quick. Hammer Bros in the original Super Mario Bros. Are a menace to society. These Antichrist turtles constantly throw projectiles at Mario while jumping between higher and lower platforms if they exist. Their movement patterns feel unpredictable, and it's difficult to gauge when the best time to jump over them or run under them is. Stack multiple of these guys together and you're on a one-way path to hell. Have fun in 8-3, where there's a stretch of Hammer Bros waiting to ruin your life. Another area that this game is well known for are its secrets and glitches. These secrets mostly range from hidden 1-up and power-up blocks to special warp pipe areas that allow you to skip ahead to the beginning of a later world in the game. There are also some truly classic glitches, such as jumping over the flagpole by manipulating enemy positions into the ceiling, as well as the negative worlds. If you want to learn more about these glitches and why they occur, there's plenty of videos on YouTube that go in depth about how these work. They're super interesting to me and I'd honestly recommend giving them a watch if you're intrigued in any way. I know I was. Especially the negative worlds. That stuff is whack. The music in Super Mario Bros. Is simply iconic. Every song in this game has been remixed in some form in a later game. Each one is a classic and they all stand the test of time without being annoying. God bless your soul, Koji Kondo. This game has also been remade and re-released countless times and I wouldn't even be able to mention everyone for this review. The most notable remake is in the Super Mario All-Stars collection for the Super Nintendo. This collection includes the original trilogy of games released in North America, as well as the Japan-exclusive second game in the series, Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. It includes new graphics and visuals that take advantage of the Super Nintendo's more powerful hardware. In this review, I wanted to compare this game's legacy with my personal thoughts about it nowadays. Super Mario Bros. Is considered to be one of the most influential games of all time. However, that doesn't mean it aged perfectly. Some data mechanics like the lack of proper saving and occasionally janky movement can make this game feel like a product of early game development. While I don't think this game aged extremely well, its cultural significance could not be ignored. The NES bundled with Super Mario Bros. Almost single-handedly saved the video game industry, spawning both Nintendo's biggest franchise and one of gaming's largest franchises. Everyone knows who Mario is, and it can be argued that it's because of this game that Mario is as popular as he is today. So would I play this game again in 2021? Probably not. Did I enjoy my time with Super Mario Bros? Kind of. The game became more annoying to play as I got closer to the end, and the repeated level layouts were pretty obvious to see. No save system honestly hurts this game a lot, and it's one of the main reasons I wouldn't play it again. If I was to play it again, it would probably be on one of the remastered versions, like the Super Mario All-Stars collection. With all that said though, am I glad that I played through this game? Absolutely. I wanted to experience this classic game and understand what made it so special all those years ago. And after beating it, I can appreciate what came out of it, and why Super Mario Bros. Is one of the most important video games ever created. Thanks for watching.